Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning. I'm Gwendolyn Smith, and I'm your practitioner host for today. And I'd like to welcome you to Sunday morning at the Center for Spiritual Living of Nashville, Tennessee. And I also like to acknowledge and welcome you to Happy Black History Month. And we are all... And I would like to acknowledge that Dottie and I are the two Afro-American practitioners that have been here at this center for quite some years now. And we are representing today. Anyway, I would like to also... Thank you. Thank you. And I also would like to welcome those online and invite you to come and enjoy and come into our center and be present. We're excited today because our speaker is Reverend Denise Jurgen. We call her Rev D. And the title of her wonderful talk today is Expanding Beyond Our Comfort Zone. And we have the wonderful pleasure of having our talented, gifted artist, Rachel Ray Mahenry, today. Ray. So, who are we? We are an inclusive, open spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. And if you've never been to our Center for Spiritual Living before, we believe there is one God, many paths to that God, and we are here to love, honor, and support you, whatever your divine path is. This Center for Spiritual Living is a safe haven for people of all beliefs and lifestyles. Wherever you may find yourself on your journey of faith, you are welcome here. So, welcome to our center, and let us begin our service. Thank you so much. And now, as we close our eyes and take a deep breath, we turn within and know that there is a power and a wisdom and a love that surround us right now. And that same power that hung the stars and the heavens and created all things is alive and is still creating and lives in each of us right now. We feel that interconnection this morning. And it is that golden thread of truth that moves through all faiths and all spiritual paths I'm so grateful this morning, for I know that this beautiful CSLN community, we are all beacons of light, that we open our hearts, we open our minds to feel how that light moves in through each of us. And I'm so grateful to be blessed with a speaker like Reverend D. And we are so open to receive her wonderful message of love that opens us up to infinite possibilities of change. We are grateful for her presence today. And together we say, and so it is. And before we begin, we'd like to make a quick knowingness that for everyone to stick around until after service, because Ed is going to give us information that is going to let us know how we're moving forward from here, from this wonderful, wonderful home to a new home. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwen. And before we start, I just want everybody to know that our bass player, Don Morgan, today is his last day with the band. I can't say enough about Don. He's been with me for 3.8 years. He's the first one in the morning and the last one to leave, so I don't have to say anything more. I will miss him. Thank you, Don. Thank you. Thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Nobody can tell you there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell you, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own style of song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. The loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going just to do your things, the hardest thing to do. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. And if you cannot take my hand,
Wasn't that fun? Oh! Well, I'm Elaine Benson. I'm one of your practitioners, and I have the reading today. And I'm reading from the Science of Mind magazine, and the title of the article is Identify Yourself. To experience goodness, we will have to identify ourselves with goodness. This is not always easy. For instance, we start the day by saying, I'm going to believe only in harmony. Then we see a headline in the paper. We listen to the radio and talk with each other. Then we say, well, harmony is in God, heaven. I wish it were here on earth. So in this way, we separate ourselves from it. We have to learn how to think straight. And what does that mean in actual practice? Well, for example, we will take the case of a person who thinks he has no friends. Loneliness is one of the greatest diseases in the world. A sense of aloneness, of not belonging to the universe, a sense that no one cares. We should instruct such a person to realize that God is in you. God is in everyone else. There is one mind common to all individuals. There is one person. All people are in this one person. Every person is a personification of this one. Therefore, there is something in you that is one with every other person you will ever meet. Solve your problem by never again believing anything else. Identify yourself with that one and everyone you meet. Know that everyone you meet is just a little different expression of that one. And meet them as that one, and you will meet yourself in that one. Yeah. Yes. Identify yourself with that one and everyone you meet. Know that everyone you meet is just a little different expression of that one. And meet them as that one, and you will meet yourself in that one. So I'm going to see you as me. I'm identifying myself with you as you, and we're one.
Sing something for us?
Oh, I was singing right with her, right over there. So I thought, wow, I hope the microphones don't carry all the way over here. Okay, so take a deep breath. And as you exhale, just allow your eyes to gently close. And as your eyes are closed, just feel yourself drifting down into your heart space. And now is your opportunity to feel yourself as one with God. Because that is exactly who we are. We are each one with God. We're one with each other, and we're one with God. And that is all really that matters. It is a beautiful, wonderful thing that we carry with us everywhere we go. And anytime there is an upset of any kind, all we have to do is shift our thinking over into that oneness with God. And that brings such a peace, such a love, such a knowingness that all is well, no matter what is going on in the external circumstances. Just the oneness, just the love that is God. That's all there is. And I am so grateful for this teaching and for this knowledge that I can carry this in my pocket with me everywhere I go. And I can pull it out, and nobody can see me pull it out. But I pull it out and use it, and I read it to myself to remind myself, hey, don't get upset here. You know the truth. You know you are one with God, and that's all that matters. And I am grateful for that. I am grateful for that knowledge, for that knowingness, for that feeling of oneness. And I'm also very grateful for the sale of our building and the fact that we will eventually be moving into our own home. And that's very exciting. And again, we have God to thank for that. I'm grateful for our new minister. And this new minister is going to lead and guide us all in a brand new way, with the same old teaching, of course, but in their own special way, they will lead and guide us through all of that, with a new enthusiasm, a new joy, a new heart. And last but definitely not least, I'm grateful for all of you for showing up here today, for sharing this wonderful music, this wonderful service, the wonderful talk that we're going to have, and just being together is so wonderful. It's so warm and loving and friendly. It's home. So we can take this home wherever we go because it's all inside of us, and that's all that matters. So with all the love and gratitude in my heart, I release my word into the law of mind, knowing that this, or something so much better, is already done. And together we say, and so it is.
When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. Well, the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella, but darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. 'Cause the sky is finally opened, the rain and wind stopped blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella, but darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. Well, the sky is finally opened, the rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over
Weren't we glad for that reminder this morning? Thank you so much. Your music was lovely already. There's always been a rainbow hanging over our heads. No matter what we think we're going through. Say that to the person beside you. There's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. So what does it take for us to remember that? Well, it's very interesting because I believe that Spirit has prepared this month, and especially the readings in this book, just for CSLN. I believe it. Because when I opened it up at the beginning of the year, you know, they've changed the magazine. You've got one side, one another side, and I just looked at A Grand Rising and I thought, oh, that's lovely. And then I turned it over and went, Divine Discomfort. Okay, I'm not going to even look at that. Let me just stay on this Grand Rising place here for a few minutes. And then I started like peeking over and I thought, this is really juicy stuff. Divine discomfort. And you know, I've heard it said that everything that we want is just outside our comfort zone. Think about that for a minute. Because what I know that Esther Hicks always said when I was in her workshops is that if you had the right vibration, you'd already have it. Can you hear that? If I was holding the right energy, I'd already have what it is I think I want. So it must be right across the line somewhere. But guess who has to walk across that line? Say that to the person beside you. You have to walk across the line. Anybody get slapped yet? So, you know, I'm a wordsmith. I love to write. I put my writings out every morning because I journal and put them out on Facebook for people to like or hate or whatever they want to do. But it's just the way I've done since the pandemic because I had a lot of people say, I'm struggling. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to do something about that. What little bit tiny that I can do, I'm going to put a little something out there every day for somebody to grab a hold of. Well, so I love to look at words and I like to look at definitions of words. So I looked at divine discomfort and I thought, do those two words even go together? Because when I think about divine, I think about being godlike, being the essence of spirit. Being omnipresent means it's in all places everywhere. Do I want discomfort in all places everywhere? I was like, no. Omniscient, all-knowing. Omnipotent, all-powerful. So how is my discomfort fitting into any of that? And what I feel that just happened in this room, and you all, some of you know me well and some of you don't, but I catch on people's energies, and I felt a whole lot of people suck all the energy out of the room just then. It's like all this like, yeah, because when you put those two words together, it makes you kind of pause for a minute and go, what in the world? Maybe we won't read this, right? Maybe we'll read something else and then come back next month. Well, discomfort means something that I'm feeling uneasy about or anxious about or uncomfortable about. Guess what you all are getting ready to do? If you're not already uncomfortable, you know, I was having a conversation with somebody this morning and I said, you know, I've moved a congregation 3 times, 3 different buildings. Every time, the very first week or 2, we had people show up at the old place and then call somebody on the phone and go, where is everybody? Well, we moved. It'll happen. I promise you. There are things that just happen with people in the process of moving, and you go, oh, yeah. Have you ever started driving somewhere and realized that you were half the way there and you had gone the wrong way because that person didn't live there anymore, they lived somewhere else on the other side of town or whatever, and you're like, oh Lord, mercy, where was my mind? Do you know that if you begin to read this, or if you really dig down into divine discomfort, it's about the divine showing you what is uncomfortable in your life so you will change. So I will change? Well, I thought I was fine. I thought it was all them that had the problem, right? To all those people out there that are doing it wrong. And if they would do it right, I wouldn't be so uncomfortable, right? Right? Yes, most definitely. So what if we begin to think about this discomfort as pushing us to expand, to evolve beyond what we think we know? We know this. We know how to be a spiritual community right here, right? We got it. We got it down. Check. I got this. So now Spirit is going, let's move you. Let's move me? Anybody ever bought and sold a house and had to move and had to figure out where all your furniture is going to go and what you're going to do for breakfast because you can't find anything? It's all in boxes somewhere. And, all of that stuff is part of what you're getting ready to do. And some of you are going, well, I'll let somebody else deal with all that and I'll just show up, right? Yeah, I get it. So I'm going to have you do something in a moment that's going to make everybody uncomfortable in this room. And lock the doors, they can't leave, okay? In a moment, I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to ask you all to stand up and move to a different seat than you're sitting in right now. Okay? I'm just preparing you. Because some of you are already looking around going, oh, dear God. Where am I going? This is my pew. I've sat on this pew for 20 years. I can't sit somewhere else. And I wonder where that friend is going to go, because I definitely don't want to sit with that person, but maybe this person, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Move. We had to have some hugging going on in that move, too. That was good. So let me tell you something that I noticed from up here. Some people moved very quickly. They just moved quickly. It's like, whoop, I'm going to move. Those are probably the ones that are in the same category as me. I like change. You could ask my partner, Judy, when she goes to bed at night, I may rearrange the furniture so when she gets up in the morning, she has no idea where anything is. Because I just like to shift the energy, and I start feeling things in the room, and I go, that feels funny right there. So I'm just going to move it around. Or that picture, that doesn't do it for me anymore. I need to put that one over here and put a different one over there. So I like change. I like to move. So some of you did that. Some of you moved quickly. Some of you are nice people. I'm not saying all of you are not, but some of you are very, very nice people, and you're like, okay, that woman up there, I guess she's in charge for at least another 20 minutes, so I'll just do what she said. I'll just move. I'll just go on, and I'll figure out how to be comfortable where I'm going to be, but I don't really want to, but I'm just going to do what she said. And then there are some of you that were like, I got to get all my stuff, all my accoutrements that I have with me. I have to put them all together and try to put them all together and move. This is hard. Who told me? If they'd have told me I'm going to have to do this, I might not have come. I'd have just stayed home. I wouldn't have had to move there. I could have just watched online, right, and not moved. So I want you to talk to the person closest to you, if you can find someone, or 2 or 3 people, and talk about what change feels like to you in moving. So when you get to the end of whatever you're talking about right there, let's pull back together. So do you feel how the energy shifted in the room? And do you know what made you more comfortable with any kind of discomfort you might have had? You talked about it to somebody. You shared it with somebody. Or somebody talked to you and they realized this person likes to move. So, that's interesting. Never thought about it from that point of view. Because no, when I talk about that move, that was one thing, but you have a bigger move coming. A huge move coming. In a spiritual community. And it's like, how are you going to find your pew there? And who are you going to sit with there? And where is there even going to be? And what if you are the one that drives here that first Sunday and walks up to the door and goes, they've left me and I don't know where they are. I bet they'll leave signs on the door that says, we have moved. And so how do we get through this thing that we're calling change? How do we get comfortable with change? Some of us, again, like change. Some of us do not. Some of us are okay with change as long as we know everything that's going to happen. Everything. Where are all my accoutrements going to go? Right? And so one of the things, again, is to get comfortable with change. And I've just given you a small little here exercise. But if you're one of those people that is going, I don't want to leave, find somebody to talk to. Find somebody to talk to. If you're a practitioner in this room, stand up. One of those people would be lovely to talk to because they can help you. They can help you. Thank you. They can help you process all of this and move your energy, move your thoughts to a higher place. So, because what we have to remember in any change is that we are divine. We're connected to something much bigger than just this right here in this building. Yes, we love this building. There's so many memories here and so much stuff that has happened here, but we are greater than just this building. It's about you sitting here in the seats. It's not about this building, it's about this spiritual community and what you're growing together and how you have been pushed to the edge of your comfort zone. But you've been pushed together. There's the good piece. And so how do you remember your divinity? You look for your strengths. Some of you have physical strengths. Anybody in here helped packing? I think some of you have. Any of you ever moved anything around in this building? Those of you that are musicians up here, if you hadn't raised your hand, Larry, I know you've moved lots of stuff up and down and around up here. Yes. Some of you have emotional strength. You know what I mean about that? You know how to process your emotions. You know how to say, I'm uncomfortable right now. And I know that I don't have to stay there for the rest of my life, but I've got to talk about it and process it and let it move through me, because you know emotions are energy in motion. They're not supposed to hang out in you forever. I had a therapist tell me that one time, honey, just let it pass through. Just let it pass through. And it took me a few years to get that. Yes, it's just energy that's passing through me. And if I just go, okay, I'm uncomfortable. You know, sometimes that's all it takes for me to do, is say, I'm uncomfortable. Let her rip, tater chip, let it go. And it goes on. Because I have a desire to feel something different than that. I have a desire to feel something different than that. Some of us have mental strength. That means I can think through the process and know that I don't have to be discomfortable forever. I know that I have been comfortable in many, many places in my life, so how do I create comfort for myself? Maybe it's that you ride with somebody the very first Sunday because you don't know where you're going yet, but you will eventually know where you're going. And when you get in the car and get there, maybe you don't want to walk in by yourself because it'll be new. It's like, okay, what do I need to be comfortable? I got to think through all of that to be comfortable for myself. Some of us have spiritual strength. And I said us because I believe that's what I worked on for years and years and years and years and years, even though I like change. And I knew that there's a power greater than me that's got me. There's always a rainbow over my head. There's always. But sometimes I forget that. Anybody else forget that occasionally? That there's a power greater than you? Ernest Holmes says, our mental vision must be guided by the star of hope and not the illusion of despair. I'm going to say that again. I want you to hear that. Our mental vision must be guided by the star of hope and not the illusion of despair. Anybody ever hung out in a while in the illusion of despair and you feel it make you just like, you become Eeyore, right? And then you begin to notice that as you become Eeyore, some of your friends like back away. And you're like, I don't know what that's about. Well, it's your energy. And it's so how do I get to a place that is guided by the star of hope and not the illusion of despair? You release the belief that it has to be hard. Anybody ever thought that change is hard? I have at times thought it was hard. It's like, oh. Because when I looked at my spreadsheet of all the things I had to do, I know one of the last moves that I made with the spiritual community, and we had a spreadsheet from here to the end of the building of things that had to happen before we could leave. And I was like, how in the world? But I have to remember that moi didn't have to do them all. How many people are in here today? Don't know. But you know, if everybody does one little something, what happens? It gets easier. It gets easier because it's not all on me. So it doesn't have to be hard. I want you to hear, because I like to tell you about what Ernest Holmes says about things, because he's your guy, right? Right? He says, when you want to do a big thing, get the mental pattern made perfect and know just what it means to enlarge your thought. Now, are you enlarging your thought, or are you holding it small and going, I don't want to do this? Are you enlarging your thought? And he says, and then pass that enlarged thought over to the creative power behind all things. Did you hear her say this or something much better? Because that's the way we create. Pass it over to the creative power behind all things and wait, patience, and listen. And when the impression comes, I don't know if you remember an affirmation I did with you all several months ago, but I'm taking this time to create my day, and I'm affecting the quantum field, impressing this vision onto the quantum field. Well, even Ernest says, and when the impression comes, it means that you've impressed a vision of moving and how wonderful this is going to be. And hear me, your vision may be different than the person sitting beside you, and that doesn't matter right now. It's just knowing that it's bigger, and you're impressing it on the quantum field, and then when that vision starts coming, it's little pieces that are going to come at different times. And there may be one piece that comes to Marietta, and there may be a different piece that comes to Larry, and there may be a different piece that comes to Lucia, and a different piece that comes to David. But you'll have your piece so that you will know that it's yours. It's yours because you're a part of this spiritual community. And so when the impression comes, Ernest says, follow it with assurance. Follow it with assurance of that it's going to be okay. There's something greater than me and greater than all of us even together that is guiding us and pushing us and moving us to our greater good. Can you feel that? Can you feel that bubbling up on the inside of you? It's what Ernest was talking about holding on to the vision of the Star of Hope. Knowing that it's going to be much better, even if you're not someone who likes change. Now, if you are someone that likes change, I do want you again to hear this because some of you know I'm a big Esther Hicks fan. I've been on her stage and she's bonked me in the head many times with her statements about what I was doing or what I was thinking that was stopping me from getting what I said I wanted. And she says, as long as you are feeling discomfort with anything, you're holding a vibration where the delivery of your heart cannot flow to you. Can you hear that? So some of you here this morning may be holding a vision for your own life, and this applies also. But if you're holding a vision for this spiritual community, that's huge. And what she's saying is that if you have any discomfort about any of it, it's blocking the flow. So everybody breathe for a minute. Because I know, again, I've done this kind of move 3 times before. There's going to be discomfort from somebody whose one thing that they gave the church 40 years ago has been boxed up and they don't know where it is. Right? That is the picture that I gave you all, and it's in a box, and you've got to find it because I gave it to you, and it's important. Some of you are laughing, but you know what I'm talking about. Because that hurts that person, right? They want it to go forward. And yes, we have to be the physical strength to put it all in boxes, but then what are we going to do with it when it gets there? As long as you are feeling discomfort with anything, you are holding a vibration where the delivery and desires of your heart cannot flow to you. Can you hear that? I will. I have this on my mirror in my bathroom, believe it or not, at home. As long as you are holding discomfort with anything, you're holding a vibration where the desires of your heart cannot flow to you. Now, I know that sometimes we're like, okay, how do we deal with this negative stuff that happens? Grief. You know, there's people here that are grieving, losing this building. There are people here that have fear that, oh Lord, will never be the same again. I'm just being honest with you because I've gone through this kind of change. There are people probably, they may not be in this room because I don't really feel it in this room, but there may be people that are angry. They don't wanna. I ain't gonna. You ever felt that? I ain't gonna. I don't wanna. I ain't gonna. Yeah. And what I'm going to say to all of you to help this whole situation is that if you can hold the high watch for even those people that don't wanna and ain't gonna, it will help. Because you're holding the high watch for their energy to shift also. And only speak the truth to them. You don't have to fix them. I know there's some fixers in here. I know some of you, because I fix sometimes too. Fixers, raise your hand, Dale. I know you're a fixer. Fix with me. Come on, Dale, raise your hand. Yep, fixers. I want to fix it all. I want to make everybody okay. Okay, I want you to look at your person sitting close to you and say, you can't make everybody okay. That doesn't feel good, does it? Because we're like, this is a spiritual community everybody's supposed to love all the time, right? Right? Well, we can get there, right, Sean? We can get there. But it takes a little work on this inside here. And as long as I check in every day and go, where is my discomfort? Where is it? Because it's divine. Because it's telling me, Denise, move. Think a new thought. Do something different. Talk to somebody else. Can you hear that? So I want you to close your eyes. And I want you for just a moment, when I count to 3, to blow breath out. Just blow all of this energy and emotion out that we've been talking about. 1, 2, 3. I'll just be still for a moment, and then we're going to do that one more time. We're going to blow that out. 1, 2, 3. And as we begin to breathe together, we breathe and recognize the infinite Spirit of God is breathing us in this moment. And this is perfect source of all that is and all that will be. Perfect health, prosperity, happiness, harmony, intelligence. And this energy is present with each of us here today and with all of those that have joined us online. And it's also with those that are associated with this spiritual community in any way. And so we allow ourselves to feel this presence and feel our oneness with it and our oneness with each other. And we realize that we are going through some powerful changes. And so we breathe together and allow ourselves to receive in each breath a newness of being, a brand new day. And so we just allow that feeling to grow. And we say thank you for this experience, and thank you for bringing each of us together today in this way. Because we know that this will bring good and only good to us. Heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, for that's the law. And so we release these words and this prayer, knowing that it is done. And together we say, Amen.
Thank you, Reverend D. Now, it is time to give back to what serves us. It's something has touched you today. There are many ways you can share the love with us, and we are grateful for your offering. I would like to ask our ushers to please come forward now. We also have a few other ways we can accept your gift. You can use a credit card in our bookstore or a terminal we set up in the back of the lobby, or you can find a document on the QR in the book pocket in front of your seat. And for our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description below, or mail your check to our street address. Now, please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
To get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, then you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting in the station with the workday wind blowing, I've got nothing to do but watch the passers-by. Fading on their faces, I see frustration growing, but they don't see it showing. Why do I? You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. The people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful as you feel.
Ray McHenry, everybody.
Wow. We'd like to thank our guest minister, Reverend D, and our guest singer, Ray McHenry, and to Larry and the wonderful band. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thanks to everyone who made this service possible today. Now, for a brief announcement.
Well, if y'all haven't heard, we're building something bigger and greater than what we are right now. And we are building, and we are going to a new spiritual center. And my heart is just so full of joy right now. When I see my friends of Lisa and Scotty and from MCCSL who has joined our community already today. And yes. And so many others, I just want to say thank you that you're home. And I hope that you make this your home. And I hope that you give us support as we go forward in making something greater than we've known. So, you know, y'all, we are doing this together. And so I want to say thank you to Karen McLaughlin for doing our decluttering. She's over here. This Friday between 10 and 12:30, and that's in the morning. I know some of us stay up later at night, but we're here at 10 o'clock in the morning to 12:30 this Friday, this Saturday. We are in the packing stages, right, Karen? And so we could use some more hands. If you want to be a part of that group, Karen's information will be on our newsletter. I wanted just to say a little thing about our move. Our buyers have asked for an extension due to some due diligence, and so we were anticipating our last week to be here or last day to be February the 28th. But that's now extended, and so our last service here will be March 10th. Our ending date should be March 14th. We are planning on a celebration of this building. You will hear more. We are planning on a time for us to come together. You will hear more. We are planning on a new beginnings at Unity. You will hear more. And just to know, for those who don't know, that we are planning on joining Unity on their campus. We are going with the intention that we are building a campus for new thought. And so I see all of my fellow brothers and sisters here just to join us in this just wonderful, great endeavor that is something that is something that we've never seen before. So I just invite you all to bring your talents, to bring your creativity, to reach out to us and help us as we go along the way. You know, I just want to also say one other thing. Reverend Denise was talking about the spreadsheet that went from here to way over there. And you know, Lucia Cooper Smith kind of reminds me of Santa Claus in a way. You know, she makes this list and she keeps checking it twice, and so now we have to amend things and are moving things. And if anybody wants to assist, please reach out to admin at CSL, and please reach out to any of the board of directors. Please reach out to any of the practitioners. Just please reach out to one another, you know? So thanks for showing up today, y'all.
Now for brief announcements. Please remember to keep our community members in your minds and hearts for deepest prayer. That's Karen Davis, Candy Paul, and Gary Hoffman. And if you know any others in our community, facing health issues, please let us know so we can lift them up also. And remember, there are still free items in the fellowship hall, plus all the books in the lending library are free. Enjoy. And if you would like to have more details regarding the announcements, you can find them in our newsletter, on our website, and under the community bulletin board in the hallway. Now, if you're watching online, we'd like for you to please subscribe by giving us a thumbs up. And before we close our service today, we'd like to welcome our visitors and thank you for being here. And we invite you to come to the fellowship hall to meet our community and have some light refreshments after the service. Now, I'd like to ask all our practitioners to please come forward. And if there's something heavy on your heart, if there's something your heart desires, please leave. Don't leave today without honoring our practitioners to assist you. I'd just like to let you know that I have another testimony today that my brothers, after 5 years, have started to speak to each other again in a moment of forgiveness and allowing that love to flow through their hearts and minds. And my biggest question to them is, what took you so long? But God has a way to make things happen. And please, feel free to call upon these practitioners and to bring harmony in your family. And if you have not filled out a prayer request, please do put one in one of our secure boxes in the hallway or lobby. And if you're watching online, please go to our website under practitioners and contact them directly. Now, for our closing treatment, I'm going to say this in first person, and you can make it personable to yourself. Now, if everyone would breathe in and let it go. Breathe in the breath of life. Be still and know I am God. There is a power within you and within everyone and everything present. And you are one with this absolute, infinite love, open for healing and revealing. I feel my oneness with God. I am in heaven. My beloved family and friends, you art in heaven. Your kingdom is come, and your will is done on earth as it is in heaven. Breathe. I am the light, love, joy of the highest version of who I am. I am changing my life and truly changing the world. I am passionate and possessed by love and peace, healing coming to us as never before. I am staying in the question of how does it get even better than this? For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. As I release my word to the law and knowing with deepest gratitude and appreciation, something greater is happening right here and right now. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, Sean, why don't you come up? Let's all stand and sing our closing song. Come on. Ah, when I look and I see it, it's all good. Right there. Okay. Let's do it.